spark of inspiration is at the heart of all creation.
Spark a dream that we're meant to follow.
You're listening to the Extra Magic Hour, brought to you by Walt's Apartment Podcast and the DisInsider. Join the team in the studio as they bring you the spirit of Disney through park news, history, and tips and tricks to make your Disney Parks vacation even more magical.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the
Extra Magic Hour.
We are brought to you by Walt's Apartment Podcast and the DisInsider.com. I'm Shawn, and I'm one of your hosts for this Disney Parks podcast that we like to do every bi-weekly. I'm joined by my two co-hosts here. Breanna, how are you tonight?
I'm doing good.
Good. Sam, how are you?
I was actually just trying to joke with you. I didn't think that you were going to run with it. I thought you were going to do. I thought you were going to do the intro again. I was just
we're going to go with it.
All right.
Let's go. So we're back after a couple of weeks. Going to talk some Disney Parks news. We got some stuff going on. You guys are both doing good?
Yeah.
Doing great.
Breanna, you're like at Disneyland like every other day now because you live out there now and are getting ready to go start working out there?
Pretty much.
Are you loving it?
Every day I've got. Yes, the weather's great. Being close to Disneyland's cool.
Yeah.
I like California a lot, so I'm excited
Good.
to be here.
Well, hopefully you get to stay there for a while. That'd be cool.
Hopefully.
So, like I said, we have some news. Little Disney Did You Know? Sam's Imagineer feature, and that'll be our stuff. So let's get into the Disney Parks news. I'll go first. I got some Disneyland stuff that we can talk about, and then chime in and we'll talk about it. Breanna, you're there every day, so we can talk about and see what your thoughts are on it. So I put a few things up. I mean, if you listen to our live, Megan, the Magical Millennial, she kind of touched on a few of these things, and we're just going to touch on it some more and go from there. First thing, Lunar New Year is still going on, I believe, until end of this month, or is it till March?
No, I think it's over.
Good job, Shawn. Good job. Way to start off with the positive information there and the great information.
I'm pretty sure it was over Sunday.
Cool. So how was Lunar New Year?
Lunar New Year was great. Lots of good food. The little parade processional they did was really cool. Mm-hmm. It had Tigger and a lot of other characters, and they had really cool meet and greets with Mulan and
that merchandise looked amazing.
They had some cool merch. I got a cool little freebie of like the Turning Red movie that's coming out. They did a little special art piece, and it's really cute. It was from Magic Key holders, and boba is now my new favorite drink, and I think it's gone now, which is really sad. I spent a lot of money on that boba.
So touching on the Magic Key, so since you have the Enchant Key, right?
Yes.
How has it been for you to get? Has it been pretty easy to get reservations?
Yeah, I've noticed if I get on like a week ahead of time, like the week will be gone or pretty close to gone, and then if I get on later on, like there'll be new reservations that showed up. Like I went Sunday on the Super Bowl, and I wasn't planning on going. I had just happened to log in one day, and I realized like I had logged in Friday or Saturday, and their reservation had popped up. Mm-hmm. So I took it. And that happened quite a few other times where I was like, oh, look, there's only like 2 days this week. But then I get on the night before and there would be more reservations. So I've been booking kind of like one at a time. So I haven't like hit my like 4 max.
Right.
So, but it's been pretty easy to get.
Cool.
Like,
how was the Super Bowl? Was it busy?
Kind of, not terrible. But it was definitely a bit busier than I expected.
Did you see Shawn at all?
Beforehand? I did not.
Yeah, I know he was there all weekend, so I didn't know if you had a chance to see him at all. Yeah. So next thing, I don't know if maybe this isn't true either. So no, this is true. The Tram's return February 23rd. So next week, the Tram's return, which is huge news, like Megan touched on the other show. It's like a half-mile walk from the parking structures to the park. So that's how you start.
0.75 miles.
Okay. Thank you, Sam.
3/4.
But it's not a fun walk at the end of the day, though. I mean, when your day's over, you don't want to walk all the way back. The trams are gonna be great to have back.
Imagine the people walking that with a child.
Right.
No, thanks.
I mean, in the morning is no big deal, but I mean, when you're coming back and you've done your 25,000 steps and you're going to do another 8,000 more steps just to get back to your car. I mean, come on, I'm glad they're back.
Thank you.
That's exciting. That's another sign that Disneyland is almost back to normal. There's still a few things that aren't going, but it's, two more things. Pirates of the Caribbean is shutting down in mid-March for a refurbishment. And do you know what they're going to be doing during that refurb?
No.
So, Breanna, since you've been there, you know how you're standing on the walkway, you can look down at the entrance of Pirates of the Caribbean? And you got a little look down in that foyer where everyone kind of circles up that comes back up. So the trees that are in there, the 2 trees that are growing there that create shade, they're removing.
Oh,
because they're dead.
Just too big. Oh,
so they have to remove them. Dave from Fresh Baked actually put that out and said that he's heard from more than one, but they're removing those trees because they're dead, not knowing if they're going to put more trees in or like canopies or something. You got to have something there because that's like in the direct sun. So we'll see.
Well, most of Toy Story Land is direct sun, and they didn't put anything there.
That's fair. They probably won't then. And then the last thing is Food and Wine starts March 4th till April 26th. And besides just the cool event of getting all the Sip and Savor cards and all that stuff, you get Soaring Over California again, which should just stay there and never be taken out, in my opinion. Like we talked about on the other show, keep the other one at Walt Disney World because that's Walt Disney World. So Soaring Around the World at Walt Disney World, and then Soaring Over California at Disney California Adventure makes sense. And I think the California one is so much better, in my opinion. Did they have the California one in Florida ever?
For a little bit.
I feel like they have because I feel like, I've heard people talk about it. I have personally never rode it, so I am very excited for this too.
You've never seen it?
No.
Oh, it's so cool. The orange trees, best part. You can actually smell the orange trees, which is that's the coolest thing.
Also smells like the Pop Century lobby. It does. It smells like oranges and vanilla.
Well, there's the one thing on Soaring Around the World. I think it's the big temple. I think it is. It kind of smells like oranges too, or kind of citrusy.
Smell. Yeah, and there's like
citrusy.
Yeah.
I just want to smell Rome burning. That's the smell that I miss the most.
Okay. And that's kind of what's happening at Disneyland. I know, Breanna, you said you had some stuff that's happening at Walt Disney World. So tell us what you got there.
First, I want to tell my funny story about Pirates the other day.
Please do.
So I was riding Pirates, and I was like the second to last row, and there was 2 people behind me, and I almost died. Like we got into like the Tortuga scene, and the guy goes, "Are those real people?" And the girl goes, "No, they're robots." I was like, robots is fine, I guess. And I was like, definitely not real people. And I was like looking at them, like, I really don't think I could mistake these for real people. I'm like, they're drowning someone up there. And he goes, "They're definitely real people." Like they argued through half of the ride between real people and robots for the animatronics during Pirates. So
at that point, I would have just said, "You're both wrong. They're animatronics." Hi, I'm Breanna. I'm host of the Extra Magic Hour and Walt's Apartment Podcast.
Right.
Come join us and get some actual knowledge.
But I was cracking up. I was like, I mean, I think they look good, but I don't think I would have ever mistaken them for real people. But all right, Walt Disney World news. So I didn't know how much we needed, so I just started grabbing some stuff.
We need about another 45 minutes worth. What you got?
I've got some stuff. All right, so first off, they have updated the My Disney Experience app just for Walt Disney World that you can share a cast compliment. This was something I think they had started to add, but it was very vague. You could only give like a vague description of like the area or like the store. You couldn't like give the cast member's name. Now you're able to put in the cast member's name, their hometown, so that they specifically get the compliment, and it actually comes to them in like a little digital like e-card, and it's really cute.
So it's not as like Twitter-y.
Yes. And they're making sure that each cast member will be able to get the compliment. And this is something you can do right through the app. You just go to the bottom right corner where the 3 little lines are, and you scroll down on there. It literally says cast compliment, and then you can go through, and it has a lot of drop down boxes, and you have to kind of go through and pick your area, pick what's going on, and then you can enter the name in your compliment. But
I love that. I love that because cast members really make the difference in our experiences in the parks, and for it to be able to go directly to them and to make sure that they get it and know that they impacted our trip, our day in the parks. Because they want to make the magic for us. So for them to be able to know that they did that for us, I think it's special.
And let's be honest about the cast members for a second. I mean, we know they don't get paid a lot of money. I mean, and they're always happy. And, it's the Disney way. Yeah. I will say this last time I was there in last October, I dealt with a couple probably like low semi-negative cast members, but they were always also just like on point and happy. And you're right. It's the Disney way. And
I think that's part of why they're rolling out this incentive is, there are cast members who are starting to we are still in the midst of this horrible pandemic, and people in general are kind of awful.
Oh, for sure.
And guests, they have this air of entitlement and they're not very kind. And it's hard to be in that environment all day. So sometimes the Disney way isn't enough to help you keep your composure. So I think that this is an incentive to kind of give them that morale boost. In the middle of a shift maybe, and say, oh, I made, somebody appreciated me today.
Yep. Yeah. And you got to give it to Disney as well, because they do. I think they've done a lot this past year with all the stuff they've done for the inclusionary stuff that they've done for cast members. You can show your tattoos and you can have your hair the way you like to have. And I think everyone says, well, that's not how Walt would want it. Who knows how Walt would want anything, because he's not here, so we can't ask him how he really would want it. I mean, he obviously that was in the '60s, and everything was different back then. So I mean, it's different. And
I have a question.
Mm-hmm. All right.
What is Walt Disney World? What's its slogan?
The most magical place on earth.
What's Disneyland's?
Happiest place on earth.
Happiest place on earth. Mm-hmm.
Does that mean just for the guests?
No,
so I'm saying Walt.
Yeah.
Happiest. Walt is the one who built Disneyland, right?
Yeah. Well, unless Chris Alardi. I mean, he probably still says wrong.
Okay. Well, we're not asking Chris because Chris is wrong. Walt wanted it to be the happiest place.
Right.
So I think that means for cast members too. He would want his cast members to be happy.
Do you think, I mean, we're totally off the topic now, but do you think he would have done these same changes that are being done with his cast members? Because he was so strict. From what I've heard, he was very strict, and you had to have your mustache a certain length, and it couldn't be blah, blah, blah. And
I think that Walt in today's society, yes, because he was innovative and he was wanting to be fresh in his ideas, and he wasn't he was strict because of the time. I think that's just how it was.
Yeah.
But I think in today's society, Walt would have been leading the inclusionary.
I think it'd be even more than it is now. That's my opinion. What do you think, Breanna?
No, I think this, I mean, and there's a point where I was tattoos and nail polish and wearing watches doesn't, it doesn't hurt people. It's not a safety concern.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, and it's still, you're still presented fine. I was there is a difference between having tattoos and then having your beard unkept, or there's for hairstyles or having your hair up for safety reasons and stuff like that. I mean, there's a difference between that. Your tattoos are not causing any safety concerns. So, and they're still wearing, the full costumes, and, these are, those have all stuck to, for each attraction in each area and each land. You're still having that immersion with what the cast members are wearing, and it doesn't get harmed by this. And I don't think Walt would have cared.
Right.
Happy cast members help create happy guests.
Yes.
That's true in in anything that you
Any fields. Yep.
Any field. So yeah, that was a
cast member not have to have a heat stroke because they have to wear a long sleeve shirt to cover their tattoos. Like, yeah.
And like when I was there,
Would it feel like they couldn't be themselves?
Right. Like having to,
that they have to be someone else.
Yeah. When we were there in October, I mean, just waiting in line and stuff, and you'd see cast members that have their tattoos, and you're like, oh. And I'd ask a couple of them, like, how does it feel? And they're like, they're like, and they just like even kind of broke character. So this is the coolest thing ever. They just said it's nice to have that, to feel that inclusion, and they're loving it, digging it. I mean, like I said, they don't get paid the best and they get paid the most, but you would never know by the way they treat you and how they treat you. And I wish we had that here for the Disneyland app. I would all day long. I would just.
I know. It was like, I was really sad because I saw it pop up and I was like, oh yes. And then it's not for Disneyland. And I was like, I could have stopped at like guest relations, but I was like, I had a really great skipper the other day on Jungle Cruise that
I have a friend who takes thank you cards with him to the park. And whenever he meets a cast member that is like gone above and beyond or made him feel special, he makes sure he hands it to them before he leaves.
That's cool.
And it's just like thank you cards, and it's something he does with his daughter, so it's really great. But honestly, cast members are the magic makers. We can have these amazing immersive lands and rides and all of these experiences in the park. None of it makes a difference without the people that are there.
Yeah.
They make the difference. So the fact that they are happy to be there and provide the services that they provide, let them be themselves.
Okay, so I'm gonna ask another question because we're just completely off topic.
That's okay. We've got time. But you know what? This is good conversation. It's good dialogue.
So Breanna, what if you could pick like one experience, one amazing cast member experience? Can you think of one that you're just like, oh my God, this was like the best? So can you think of something?
As in like them doing their job, like I said, like this was the best skipper I've ever had on. Yeah. And like honestly, I was having a terrible night and he made my whole night. There's also been times where, because I go to Disney solo a lot, where a girl just kind of noticed me shopping by myself and we chatted up for quite a while. And I was like, I probably should let you get back to work, but we just had the best conversation.
That's awesome.
She was the sweetest. And so I was like, those are probably my two.
That's so cool.
Just like they're little interactions, but they made my day and I constantly think about them. So
how about you, Sam?
I think that my favorite cast member moment, and honestly, it brought me like to near tears because we had been traveling with a child all day, a very young child. Haley was 3 at the time, I think. And, flights and airports and all that. Our first night at Walt Disney World, we had dinner at Sanaa. And Haley was just done for, did not want to get out of the rental car, was like not having it when my husband was trying to drop us off in front of Sanaa so that he could go park the car. And the valet came over and he ended up giving her like an entire roll of Mickey stickers to get her out of the car. And then he valet parked us for free. And it like completely changed her tune around, and she was happy because she had Mickey stickers and she was sticking stickers all over the place, all over herself. And then she went in and she ate and she got to paint her little shield thing that they have for Sanaa dessert. Like the kids get to paint their own dessert. And it helped. That was my husband's birthday dinner. So nice. It definitely helped
relieve that situation because traveling with 3-year-olds is not easy. No. And it was just really special. Yeah. Mine involves kids too. We were fortunate enough a couple of years ago to be able to do the VIP tour. And there was a time that we broke off. We had 2 because if you have over 10 people, they have to give you 2. You have to have 1 per 10. We had 17 people in our group and like 6 or 7 of them were kids. The thing that stood out to me was Andrew, and I think his name was Jason was the other one. Andrew took all the adults on to Indiana Jones, and I didn't go on it. I stayed off with the kids, and so me and the other cast member, Jason, the backup one, got all the kids Dole Whips. just went over and got them. I mean, I'm sure that's what you're supposed to do because it's the VIP tour, but it was just, he didn't have to do that. He got them all got them all Dole Whips and got me a bottle of water and said, here you go. And then just walked us on to the Jungle Cruise. He said, they're on that. Let's just and just walked us through the back. And they're like, the boat pulls up and we're like, and it was just us on there. And I thought it was just the coolest thing that this one guy took all the kids on the Jungle Cruise, which I thought was just, and there's so many things. I mean, there's another one more. When I went back in July for the first time since the parks opened, I was at the Emporium on Main Street, and I just this guy, we were talking to him, and I said, I just asked him, how's it feel to be back? Because they just opened back up in April. And he says, I can't even describe it. He says, I was one of the ones that got to work through. He worked in downtown Disney. Then when the park was starting to open, he came back over. And like Breanna said, just to have someone that just be real with you when you don't expect that from someone. I could ramble on.
Look at, I'm over here crying because talking about cast members makes me so emotional because like they bring the magic.
Yeah, they do everything. And it's just like from the littlest things. I mean, like I said, we completely went off topic. So, but
it's okay. This conversation was worth it.
Cast members rock, and I'm glad that they get some kind of. And did you say they get? Did you say they get something if they get it?
It's just like an e-card with the compliment on it. So like they'll definitely get to see it and
but honestly, like just knowing people appreciate you makes a huge difference when you have to go to your job.
Oh, for sure. I mean, my job, we have, we get customers have to do a review, and for them to say, salesman did a great job, finance manager Shawn did a great job, and
finance manager Shawn is awful.
Yeah, he's amazing. He does a great job. But it's just anyone likes to be recognized. So you're absolutely right, Sam. Like what you're saying. So it's okay. We can move on to our next story.
Sure.
Cast members rock.
They do. They make our whole park. And so some more park news. Epcot's Flower and Garden Festival starts March 2nd. It'll go through July 4th. Jeez. And this year, the Garden Rocks concerts are coming back. Obviously, 2020, the park shut down right in the beginning of Flower and Garden.
No way.
Shocker.
So, I don't remember that.
These were not brought back, and they are coming back. So during the weekends, I think it's Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday, they will have more quote-unquote internationally recognized bands or artists. And throughout the week, Tuesday through Thursday, will be more local bands playing, but there will be people... You could check Disney Parks blog. I know they have a good list out already, and I think when you grab the passport there at the front of Epcot, it will have a list of the concerts. But there was a lot, so I didn't want to read all of them.
So is that the same kind of idea as a food and wine at Disneyland? It's the same kind of idea?
Yeah, it's a food festival. So there's going to be the food festival. They're going to do their garden graze, which is their little challenge where you go through and eat certain foods from certain booths, and you collect your stamps, and then you go and get a treat at the end. I think for Flower and Garden, it's usually like a Dole Whip. I think it's like a lemon or an orange Dole Whip.
From what I hear, I need to go to Epcot. I hear it's really cool.
It's something... Is it one of the orange bird slush?
There is an orange bird slush, but I don't think it's the prize that you get.
Gotcha. Because orange bird is huge at Flower and Garden Festival.
Yes. And the merch will be pretty much your standard. It's going to be, I think, Mickey, Minnie, Figment, Orange Bird, and Spike the Bee.
Spike the Bee.
Orange Bird. I don't get it. I know. You can give me that look.
What is he's like a 70s
character. I know what it is. I know what he is. I'm just saying I don't get him. It looks like it should be like an advertisement for Florida instead of.
It is okay.
Is that what it is?
Because he is
Florida.
Oranges.
Oranges.
Okay, I stand corrected.
Orange.
I've been to Walt Disney World once, and I was 16. So.
Well, that doesn't matter.
It's a long time ago.
Orange Bird is so cute.
Okay.
And his merch is always the cutest.
He is cute. And the
He's all right,
slush is.
And so is Spike. Spike's cute too. Spike.
Can you guys hear me okay? Because I'm sitting back. Can you guys hear me all right?
Unfortunately, we can.
Okay. Moving on, Breanna.
All right. Well,
Y'all ever have that annoying little sister?
Disney World.
Anyone have an annoying little sister that?
That's Sam.
There you go.
I have an
Okay.
annoying little brother.
Except for I'm the big sister in my family, so
Okay.
feel bad for my
I have
brother
an
and
annoying
sister.
little brother.
Just kidding. I'm the golden
Capture
child.
Your moment. You golden. So Disney has a Capture Your Moment. This is a 20-minute private photo session. This started out at Magic Kingdom and then moved to Animal Kingdom, and they have decided that it is popular enough to finally bring to Epcot and Hollywood Studios. So February 24th, it will be coming to Epcot, and March 21st, it will be coming to Hollywood Studios. This is $79. You get 20 minutes. You pick kind of your area where you want these photos to be taken. There's a couple different pavilions in Epcot. And then for Hollywood Studios, I think it's over by the Tower of Terror or on over by the Chinese Theater. There was a couple other places that you can get your photos taken, and you have to pick $79, and this does not actually include you getting the photos unless you already have photo or Memory Maker. If you have Memory Maker, then your photos will be a digital download for no extra cost, but if not, you do have to then pay on top of that $79 for the photos at the end.
Does Disneyland have something like that?
They have like just your standard Memory Maker, but I don't think they have any.
They don't have like the capture your moment type
Yeah.
thing? Okay. So just like your regular photo pass type things.
Yeah. They do.
What about
it.
what about like, you know how they have like the photo studios at Walt Disney World?
Yeah.
Do they have anything like that at Disneyland?
I think Walt Disney World sounds cool.
Yeah, I don't think so. I think they just Disneyland is such. I mean, there obviously is very many tourists in Disneyland as well, but it's such a local park that they're
Yeah.
would probably worry about the fact of how much they
Yeah.
continue to make on that.
That makes sense. Just curious because I've never been.
Soon, come visit
I know
in
I need to.
my little apartment that doesn't have any heat. And I
I'll
almost
sleep
died
in your
last night.
kitchen sink.
Oh my god.
Right there.
Look at there's my bed. There's my
There it
bed
is,
right behind Breanna.
You got coffee right there just to get some coffee right when you get out of bed? There you go.
Yeah, there's right there's my air fryer, and then
Oh, that air
Oh, look
fryer.
at-
it's
I
an
can
air
fry.
fryer. And that's a like an electronic kettle.
Oh, jeez.
Okay, so look at
Oh,
I can make some tea and air fry some pizza rolls.
Yep,
Oh.
I've got pizza rolls in the freezer. So
I don't even have to leave the sink.
You're set.
Oh, perfect.
Oh.
They both hate me tonight. It's okay.
No, it's fun.
It's all good.
Any more news?
Oh yeah, I got some more. So Disney brought back 5 of their behind-the-scene tours at the beginning of February. These also, did not come back when the parks opened. They're finally back. The majority of the ones that came back were at Animal Kingdom, Caring for Giants, Wild Africa Trek, Up Close with Rhinos, and Savor the Savannah. And then also
I want to do the
Disney's-
rhino one.
The rhino one looks cool. And then also the Disney Keys to the Kingdom is back, which is one that I've definitely wanted to do. So I'm really excited because this was one of those things that I'd planned on doing, and then
What is that? Because Bill and Bear were talking about that last night.
Keys to the Kingdom is like your behind the scenes tour of Magic Kingdom.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Like you get to see the utilidors, you get to see everything, how everything works. It's your inside scoop to the parks.
That's cool.
It's pretty amazing.
I would do that.
yeah, they look really cool. And
Yeah.
now that they're back,
I would love to
finally
do
get
is the
that.
Giants one, is the Giants one, the elephants one.
I'm assuming so. That's what I kind of gathered from Caring for Giants.
I would like to do
were
that
the
too.
elephants, but I honestly didn't look it up.
I know that they have an elephant one, so I was
Yeah,
just assumed that was it.
honestly, if they everything usually they call elephants giants, so that's what I would.
Oh, but man, like that rhino one, I would die. I would love it so much.
All of them look cool. All right. Next news: the NovaCorp Star Blaster ship. You can now finally see over the construction walls at Epcot. This is going to be in the front of the Guardians ride. I'm blanking on the name. I'm sorry. But
Cosmic Rewind.
Cosmic Rewind. Thank you. This is 51 feet tall, so there is no hiding this poor thing. And they got it up, and it looks massive and impressive even behind the walls. So we are getting closer and closer to an opening date.
That roller coaster looks crazy.
Honestly, if we can make a giant Millennium Falcon,
right?
Why not?
Yep.
Why not?
Whoever would have thought that he could stand next to Millennium Falcon? I mean,
Right.
I know you're not a Star Wars person because you would pick Lord of the Rings over Star Wars.
Okay,
but
just because I would pick Lord of the Rings doesn't mean that the first time that I stood in front of the Millennium Falcon that I wasn't in awe.
yeah,
Galaxy's Edge is cool. I
the
couldn't read
coolest
anything
thing.
because it's all in Arabic, but
right. You know, it's funny that you mentioned like Galaxy's Edge because last night Bill and Barry had their show and they were talking about the fact that Tron is still, it was the 4-year anniversary of Tron starting to be built and still not done. 4 years. It took 3 years or like 2.5 or 3 years to build a 14-acre new land in Galaxy's Edge. I don't mean to steal their news, but I just.
that's okay because we're plugging them. So
Yeah,
if you
sure.
don't know, we're talking about Bill and Barry from Airbnb Disney
Absolutely.
Podcast. They're amazing. Go give them a follow on
And they're
Facebook
on now.
and Apple.
They're on now when I can watch because
Yeah,
they
they're on
come
Tuesday nights at 10 Eastern.
10 Eastern, which is great for me because it's 7 o'clock on the West Coast now. Usually they used to be on like at 5, and I'd only get them like half the time. But I'm glad. Yeah, it was good to see them again. And yeah, definitely like Sam said, check out Bill and Barry Airbnb podcast. They're our friends, and we love them. So
We do. We love them.
They're hilarious.
but yeah,
You'll laugh the entire
4
time.
years and it's still not done. That's absolutely insane. So, but the Guardians roller coaster looks crazy. A roller coaster that spins around. I'm not a big roller coaster, like that kind of roller coaster fan. So I don't know if I would even like it. I don't even know if I like the Everest one that goes backwards. I don't know if I like it. Is it bad?
It's
I love it.
bad. I talk about how I get motion sick a lot. It goes backwards for a good little bit where it kind of
Oh, really?
gets me,
I
but
like
I
that.
mean it's over.
And I hate the
enough.
teacups. So
Oh,
Teacup
I love Expedition Everest.
is it
what
still
about-
down?
It was, but I'm not 100% sure if it's still down.
Shawn, I bet. Would you think you would like Slinky Dog?
I don't know.
Slinky Dog Dash?
Is it like the Big Thunder Mountain? Or is it rougher? Or is it?
It's a smooth ride. It's just it's fast though. It's fast though.
I don't mind fast, like the Incredicoaster at Disneyland.
Yeah, if you're good with the
love it.
Incredicoaster, I think you'd be fine with Slinky
Yeah.
Dog.
I just don't like spinning. I don't think I would like the Guardians ride because the things spin, right?
I don't think it's gonna spin like the teacups. From what I'm understanding, it's gonna
Okay.
kind of like swivel to like get you into like scenes.
More
that might not be
of
bad.
like the way Ratatouille does, right?
Yeah, I don't think Shawn's read it. I was like, I think of these spinning tracks like the ones for the Escape from Gringotts from Universal, where it kind of, you're on a track and you're like a coaster, and then as you come in front of a screen for the scene, it turns you, so you're able to face, and then it can keep turning you to continue like going through the scene. I don't think it's gonna...
Basically,
unless there's,
it's like you
something
could
where-
be in the same room, just
Yeah.
going in a square,
Yeah.
and
I was
different
like-
scenes on the walls.
And I think that's what the turning's for. I don't think it's, unless like, I'm sure there'll probably be a point at the end where it's like, you're hit, and then it like, spins you around or something silly, because that usually happens somewhere in rides.
Right.
Oh, did anybody else see the video of Dinosaur with the lights on?
Yes.
And how much cooler it is with the dang
I
lights
know,
on.
I was like, I want to ride it with the lights on.
Oh, so Dinosaur at Animal Kingdom, somebody posted a video where they were doing it with the lights on because it was like an evacuation or something, I believe.
Yeah.
And they did it with the lights on, and you got
Oh,
to
wow.
see the animatronics for what they are. And holy cow, it is so much more amazing with the lights on.
Yeah, it was really cool. I did share that to our stories, but of course they disappear after a day. So it's
Yeah.
gone now.
Also
It's
shared to our stories was a story about the people that got caught on the People Mover doing something that they shouldn't have been doing, which I think is great that the cast members stopped the ride and said, "We see you," which I think
And turn the lights on.
which is brilliant. I think it's. I guess that was in Space Mountain, right? That they stopped both rides or something. I heard.
Oh, they sell
And-
both rides?
Well, but
Yeah.
it does. Yeah, it goes there. So yeah.
Yeah, that's great. Okay. What else we got? Well, we got more? Do we want to move on
We
to?
got a little bit more, yeah. So, this I just saw pop up today, actually, when I was writing this up, that Walt Disney World ticket prices have increased for multi-day tickets. Obviously, about every year, especially around this time, ticket prices do increase. This is, again, for multi-day tickets. I did notice that for if you are getting a single park ticket, if you're getting a 1-day, 2-day, or 3-day ticket, the prices have stayed the same, but anywhere between a 4-day and a 10-day ticket, they have went up about $20 to $30 per, like, not even, I guess, per ticket, per, like, batch. And then
Per
the same
stay.
way, per stay, that's a good, yes. And then for park hoppers, the 1 and 2-day tickets have stayed the same price, but anything between 3 and 10 days has went up. Again, I think there was a couple that went up almost $50-ish, depending.
Still not a lot.
It's not terrible, but and again, it's only for like those bigger days. And for Walt Disney World, I guess a lot of people do stay for longer stays, so it's not like
Okay,
Disneyland.
this is my question.
Yes.
My question. What is your ideal day number? Like, how many days for a trip is like your ideal Walt Disney World trip?
I am always the short vacation taker, but I would prefer probably at least 5 days.
I think 6 days is my sweet spot. 6 to 7 days is my sweet spot. Anything after 7 days, I'm just like, I
In the
can't do
parks
it.
every day though, for 5 to 6 days.
Yeah.
No.
I mean, except for I usually don't go on my arrival day. I don't do a park. I will do resorts that day, and I'll do Disney Springs, but then I do a park the rest every other day.
Now, if I'm understanding it, Walt Disney World does not have as many attractions in their parks like Disneyland does, right? There's not because at Disneyland Resort there's like 52 rides between the two parks. I don't know if there's that
Correct.
much.
I think there's about similar, but it's spread out between 4 parks rather than 2 parks.
So I guess you could split it up. I've never been to Walt Disney World how it is now, but I mean, if I had to answer that question, I'd probably say like 5 days. I would say probably 5 or 6. I agree with Sam, 5 or 6, because you would want to do each one, and then you'd maybe want to go back to the ones you liked a little bit more and go back. But are they worthy of like park hopping back and forth to? You see what I'm saying?
I really like park hopping with the Skyliner between Epcot and Hollywood Studios.
Yeah.
Without the Skyliner, it gets a little rough. You're spending a lot of time doing transportation.
Yeah.
I mean, you could use like the friendship boats.
Yeah.
Animal Kingdom is definitely not when you don't really park. Like
No.
you'd have to drive or take a bus, and
I mean, there's a good amount to do in Animal Kingdom. They're bringing back shows, and I still haven't even got to see Kite Tails. But
plus it's hot
it's really hot in Animal Kingdom,
and you're just like, I need to shower and take a nap.
But if it's a slower day, and a lot of days, if it's a slower, like, I try to avoid Walt Disney World on the weekends by all costs if I can. And if you get one of those weekdays in the quote unquote off season, which there isn't much of an off season anymore, you can get through Animal Kingdom quite quickly. Hollywood Studios is getting a little harder. They are putting in their big ticket rides there in Hollywood Studios. So, but you used to be able to get through Hollywood Studios pretty quickly as well. Epcot doesn't have quite as many rides, but there's usually always a festival. And honestly, the World Showcase is just a lot of fun to walk around and look at and eat no matter what.
That's why I feel like Animal Kingdom, there's not a lot that I have to do. Like, I have to do Kilimanjaro safaris. I have to do Dinosaur, and I have to do Flight of Passage. Everything else is just like,
yeah, those are probably my 3.
But it's like going to the zoo, like spending a day at the zoo.
That park looks amazing. I can't wait.
Oh, it's beautiful. It's beautiful. And I do have to do Festival of the Lion King. Like, it's a must.
Yeah.
But other than that, it's like Haley likes to spend her time getting her face painted, and we do lunch and dinner and get a bunch of treats and walk around, and we go over to we take the train over to Planet Watch, and I do like the animation drawing thing, but like it's usually not a full day park for us. It's one of our last parks we go to because you're tired by the end of your trip. So like at the end of the trip, it's like we'll do like 6 hours at Animal Kingdom, and then we'll go and do like the rest of the day at the resort.
All right. One more thing. The Figma popcorn bucket came back, and it came back as a mobile order. I am having a hard time figuring out if it actually sold out or not. People are saying yes, and then people are saying no, it didn't technically sell out, but they only allow so many time slots a day, and I don't know if that is, to keep them coming out. So, but the festival.
I saw the picture of it, just all of the on the tables.
On the tables, yeah. Festival of the Arts does end February 21st, and this bucket was for the Festival of the Arts. So if you're going this weekend, keep a lookout on your mobile order. It is through mobile order, and to stop people from buying them all out, they only allow you to buy 2, and it completely disappears off of your app after that, and it is only 2 per account. So once you have signed into your account, it will disappear, and you are no longer.
Look on Etsy; they're like $2,000
on eBay.
Oh, yeah. I'm sorry, eBay. Sorry, yes.
If people are selling them on Etsy, that's kind of weird.
They're 3D printing them and just
they're 3D printing them, yeah. I mean, I would probably get one from Etsy. I'm not gonna lie.
Right. So
I love Figment.
That's our parks news wrap up. Thank you, Breanna, for bringing way more news than I brought. I appreciate that. But we at least kind of know what's going on. We haven't had a show for a little bit, so it's nice to kind of recap what's going on with all the parks and stuff. So
Breanna is way better at this than we are.
Yeah. Well, I'm not going to say anything right now. So I asked, hey, can you guys come up with some stories? I asked them last night. And Breanna, oh yeah, I'm right on it. And then I just see like a little cricket from Sam over there. Just like,
well, I don't even remember reading that message, to be completely honest. I was exhausted last night.
Job, Sam. Thanks.
To be fair, I'm the one not working right now, so it's okay.
Okay, I'm just going to say, whoever thought that Valentine's Day should be the Monday after the Super Bowl, let me tell you, as a kindergarten teacher, this whole week was just thrown off for me.
Yeah. Okay, so let's move on to a little Disney parks. Did you know? So what you got for us, Sam?
Tallest structure at Walt Disney World. What is it?
Oh, it's at the whole park, all of them, or the? Mm-hmm. I think it's Tower of Terror.
It's Everest, isn't it?
By like 6 inches. They're all like within a foot.
I was like, wait, let me check this. Am I right? Yeah, no, it's Everest, and it's because there can't be structures that are, so it's 199 feet.
I think it's 199. Yeah. I've heard.
It's 199 feet because it can't be 200 feet because of federal aviation law. They would have to put a red flashing light on it, which would ruin the magic. Yep. So it is 199 feet. I'm sure they would have loved to make it taller, but they can't because of aviation law. So, but I mean, the parks are no-fly zones anyway. So,
right. Breanna, give us what you got.
Chop it down. Take a foot off. Can't be that tall. So mine is, I did get this from TikTok, and I'm really upset because I do not remember the person's name, so I am sorry if you're not giving proper credit. But it was that sometimes on Space Mountain in Disneyland, the time, I'm assuming if it's close enough, that they will turn the time to 77 minutes. And it is at Station 77, and this 77 is because Space Mountain opened in the year 1977. Oh,
look at that.
So they like to just throw that everywhere.
I love that.
Well, looky there. So mine is Disneyland, because I don't know enough about, I just had to look this up. On an average day, park guests generate more than 30 tons of trash at the Disneyland Resort. That's 60,000 pounds of trash in one day. And they recycle 4 million pounds of cardboard, paper, and other materials annually. Who knew? Now you all know.
Disney Parks knew.
They did know.
That's why we call this Disney Parks. Did you know?
We need to get like some music coming in for, maybe we'll start doing this show live too.
Should we go live on every single YouTube channel and Twitter out there?
No, that's all they said.
Okay, listen, that happened one time. I accidentally hijacked the DisInsider, but it was good. It was fine. They were okay.
You
right?
hijacked everything. It wasn't just that you hijacked. Breanna says you just clicked on every. We have like 8 things on there, and you clicked on all of them. We were on Walt's apartment Twitter, which no one goes on ever, and we were on the DisInsider Twitter, and we were on every one of our pages and YouTube, which we have how many 15 followers now?
No, we're up to 37.
Shut up.
Yeah.
On our YouTube? Holy
Yeah.
Lord.
I've been posting
Don't tell her to
shorts.
shut up.
Time to stop.
I've been posting shorts. We've doubled in YouTube subscribers.
What? I didn't even know that. My God. All right, that's why you're the social media goddess, and we just freaking follow along. But okay, so
Also, it wasn't an issue. It was fun. Marvel Tribe went live, and DisInsider doesn't hate us, so it's okay.
they don't.
We made
yeah,
a new
yeah.
friend, Caden, who
Yeah.
hasn't showed back up, but hopefully he will someday.
But
Yeah.
that was funny though, because Skylar texted me and says, "Hey, it's cool and all, but you know that you're on every single thing that we have." And
They
I'm
made
like,
us a cute little banner for the live. They didn't even take it down.
No. He said he was going to have Alexis the make the clip art for it.
Yeah, we did.
yeah.
I went back and I was scrolling through and I was like, oh, look, we've got
Yeah.
a little sign. It says
Here we are.
spontaneous
Just us.
live
Yeah.
stream on it too.
Yeah, just because. That's how we
Because
do
Sam
it.
hijacked everything.
There you go. Sam, tell us about some Imagineering stuff.
Sure. I am going to give you a message about combining ideas from Imagineer Bill Wilcox. He was a principal engineer and a ride mechanical systems director. So combining ideas develops new ones and strengthens concepts, stories, or creative solutions. It's a very effective brainstorming method when unrelated ideas are put together. So taking things that don't necessarily go together and putting them together. The following method is a fast way to combine seemingly different ideas into new ones. On one sheet of paper, list in a single column all your ideas of interest. For example, all the rides in every Disney theme park. Make a copy of the list. Place each list side by side and then slide them up and down with respect to one another until interesting, plausible, or useful combinations start popping up. Such a combination might be Indiana Jones meets Peter Pan. Once you select a combination, start exploring the relationship between the two elements. What might they have in common? Why are they so popular? Why would they never get along? The method can be automated, of course, but it is much more fun when you slide the sheets of paper by hand. So I actually thought that, that's something that they do in Imagineering is like they will recycle, like, so they'll combine rides, and we know that they recycle some of their Imagineering concepts, some of their animatronics. They've done it in animation as well. You know, they recycle some of the film material because it just works. They'll just slide things and then it works. I think that that's something we should possibly do as a game is toss up 2 rides and be like, all right, incorporate them. How would you work Indiana Jones into Peter Pan? Or how would you take Flight of Passage, something from the mechanics of Flight of Passage, and put it in Kilimanjaro Safari?
Can we have the Main Street Meckies on with us when we do
Yes, we should.
Yeah, we should do that.
That would be so
We
fun.
should have them on this show, and we should do that with them. I'll reach out to them. Maybe we can just do that next time that we record. Because
Okay. I can put together some
that'd be
ideas.
fun. That'd be fun. And then, but let us know because I don't know like the stuff there, so I can.
Oh yeah, no, I would. Yeah, I would definitely give you guys the list.
Not like
because,
my
it-
games where I just say,
it's-
"Here's what we're doing," and
Yeah,
just here we
it's
go.
like I need some time.
So it's an
Yeah.
Imagineering armchair where you can
I like
combine the ideas. And thanks, Bill Wilcox, for giving us our
Yes,
idea for our
absolutely.
next activity on the Extra Magic Hour.
it. Well, there we go. We have 2 weeks to get it ready, so I'll reach out to Alex and Noah, and I'm sure would love to come on with us so we can do that. Yeah, I think that. Do we have any other Disney park stuff we need to talk about, or are we good?
I think we're good.
I think that's it.
Oh, we didn't mention on this show, we mentioned on the live show that masks are no more.
Oh yes.
They are now optional in the parks. So
By the time this comes out, masks will be optional. So
masks will be optional, yes. So use your
If you're
discretion.
not vaccinated,
Do what,
wear your damn mask still.
yes,
Let's just
if you're
keep
not
it real, okay?
vaccinated, please
Yeah.
please be honest and wear your mask. And have respect for the people who did get vaccinated.
Yeah.
And just let's stay safe, let's stay healthy, wash your hands, cover your coughs, and enjoy some Disney magic together.
There you go. Absolutely. Breanna, anything from you?
I think that's it.
All right. Well, from all of us here at the Extra Magic Hour, we thank you very much, and we all hope you have a magical day. Good night, everyone.